Hello, mortals. This is the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I get into drag before filming videos today. So we have Lynette, yay, and Lori, yay. Hope you guys are doing well. How's your reading going? For me, I was one of those guys. Oh, let me turn off this phone. I was one of those guys that bought the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter thing where it was $40 for 4 books for these that aren't traditionally published. They're like indie published. So I got the first book and I read it, and it was very unusual. It was like sort of, for Sanderson, something experimental because he was trying for humor. It was, for me, reminiscent of like Stardust by Neil Gaiman. So sort of like a Neil Gaiman type of style. But I know he's a big fan of Terry Pratchett. So he was trying to bring this humor in. And it didn't always work. He's not really naturally, I don't think, a very humorous writer. So it was sort of hit or miss. But I got to the afterword, and the interesting thing about this is this novel apparently was written as sort of a gift for his wife, and they didn't like share it with the public. It was just like a novel he wrote just for his wife, which I thought was kind of interesting. Even though, I don't know, cool gamers here, hey. And then I went back to the Michael Moorcock book, and I think I spoke to Lynette about this on in the comment section, and he's not really, I've forgotten why I was never a big fan of Michael Moorcock. I was a big fan of his world building. I like Elric and Stormbringer the Sword and all this and that. But the writing for me is a little tough to get through. So I put it down. I started it, went to Sanderson, finished Sanderson, picked it back up, then put it back down. So I don't know if I'm going to DNR this Michael Moorcock book, which I feel guilty about because it's shelve it or shove it, but I'm just like having trouble getting into it. And I got to the like second section, and it's kind of reading like a different story. So I'm wondering if this is like a collection of stories. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, right. Lynette Lynette read Wild Seed, 5 out of 5. Fantastic. Yeah, that's my favorite Octavia Butler. Okay, I got to get started on some makeup. I don't know. See, I did reds, pinks last time. The only thing I don't do are greens because of green screen, of course. So I'm just going to go blue and purple. I'm not going to think about it. If I can find my purple cream, here it is. Okay. So maybe blue, purple. Maybe I'll do like a red or gold cut crease. Okay. We'll finish the Shirley Jackson bio today. She was a trouble woman. Wow. Okay, so you know what I wasn't expecting to watch, but I did, just because I came downstairs and Dennis had on Wuthering Heights, the original movie from the 1930s with Laurence Olivier and Merle Oberon as Catherine. It's such a good story. I mean, I know it's the movie version, but it's sort of the ultimate interpretation or expression of a toxic relationship. Okay. Oh, what's this? Eye surgery. Oh no. Yeah, it's a great original film. I know one day I'm going to have eye surgery because I have cataracts, but they're not advanced enough for insurance to cover it. Yeah, it's funny because we were watching the original Wuthering Heights, and Dennis would say, "Oh, that actress looks like she's part Asian," and I'm like, "That's Merle Oberon. This is like the 40s. Of course, she's not going to be part Asian." He goes, "Like, I think he's part Asian." I was like, "Oh, let me just prove it to you. This is a white woman." So I looked her up, and apparently her, and this is interesting, Merle Oberon's mother, I'm going to put that in quotes, was Eurasian. But if you read a little further into the biography, her mother was actually her grandmother, and her sister was actually her mother that had her when she was like 14 years old or something. So, some type of scandal went on, obviously. And that she also had some Maori ancestry. And so I thought that was really interesting. Because I did not expect it. Especially because if you there's those Scandinavian people, oh boy, you can barely see this blue, that have sort of Asian eyes. So I thought maybe that's what Dennis was saying, but not in much pain, goodness sakes. It's part Indian from India, which is another, part of Asia. Jackie, my sister is here. Hey, Jackie, thank you for coming. She tried to pass herself off as a Tasmanian. Okay, so I'm going to, I really started in the wrong place as usual, but I guess. Anyway, Wuthering Heights. I think it's interesting because you just don't, at least in the young adult realm, or I guess the romance realm, a lot of these toxic relationships are sort of glamorized. But in Wuthering Heights, there are their love or whatever makes them cruel. They makes them manipulative. But then in something like Twilight, it's like, Edward Cullen is like kind of stalking her and sneaking into her bedroom just to watch her, doing all sorts of creepy things. But it's sort of glamorized. Okay. Okay, the Sami people in Scandinavia. Cappuccino's here. And they're the ones with sort of the, hooded Asian-looking eyes. Somebody for Merle Oberon. I wonder if there must be a biography about her. I bet she had an interesting life. Errol Flynn was actually a Tasmanian. He lived in 10 and you lived in 20. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to try. What is time? I was trying to blend this purple out. Okay, so I need to blend out this blue. Not that bright. Okay. That's my purple blue. Thank you, Cap. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I think I had a good week of reading, as long as I stayed away from the Michael Moorcock book I picked for Shelve It or Shove It. Oh, shoot. I need to grab some paper towels. I thought I had some here. Yep. Okay. Okay, I need to switch to shadows. So we'll start with, I need a dark blue. Can't tell if this blue is matte or not. Okay, we're just going to go with this. "2023 books have started well. Yay. Of course, we're only 2 weeks in, but hopefully we can keep up the momentum to Proust. But I haven't read much in the last few days at all." Oh, you're actually reading Proust? Yeah, I've only ever read like excerpts in college, of course. My uncle was a really big Proust fan, though. I don't know if I like this. $10 voucher from Audible. This recent book I kind of want to read that. The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean. Fit to be read is here. How you doing, Fit? don't know if I like this blue and purple. It'll be hard to change now. New mystery in a favorite series waiting for me. Inspector Lindley series by Elizabeth George. Sasha and I are walking in the park. It's 30 degrees and freezing. Oh dear. Go check your laundry. Okay, so I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm going to go to this dark blue. Maybe this will. Okay, this is a little better. If I can blend it. Okay. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just trying to get these colors on. So I know you guys don't watch Critical Role, or most of you don't. But there is this big controversy going on in the Dungeons and Dragons community because Dungeons and Dragons was first started by this guy, Gary Gygax, and in like the 70s or 60s or 70s. But anyway, through its evolution, it's of course been sold and acquired by different companies. And the last one was Hasbro. But since the 2000s, when people were concerned about writing companion source books for Dungeons and Dragons, if Hasbro was going to go the corporate route and really not allow third-party creators to use their system. And those creators could have, of course, just developed their own system, but it was nice to have things compatible, backwards compatible with the Dungeons and Dragons system. So anyway, so over 20 years ago, they developed this open source license saying, okay, you could we want this to be a community, an ecosystem of creators to create things using the mechanics of the D&D system. But just in the last couple days, Hasbro has decided we're going to revoke that license and we're going to make you pay up to 25% royalty fees, 25%. If you make a certain amount of money, and that's really tearing the community apart. There's all sorts of, I mean, if you look up Dungeons and Dragons right now, you'll see there are just tons of different websites or YouTube videos discussing how this is going to change the D&D community for going forward. And it just seems to me that Hasbro has really messed up their business model. I mean, the last thing you want to do is completely alienate your customer base, which is what it feels like has happened. Okay, I think I'm going to move on. Laundry never ends. Don't I know that, Cap? 30 degrees here yesterday, about 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, goodness. Let's see. And where I am now in Vegas, it is 53 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is in Celsius. Yeah, I like the concept of the book eaters. And I think I may have read like a little excerpt. Because it almost seemed like a fairy tale-ish book to me. Interesting world that is not fair of Hasbro. Oh, I'm telling you, it is tearing the whole community apart. The Dungeons and Dragons role-playing community. But almost no one is really siding with Hasbro. I mean, why would you? But of course, the interesting thing is, as you know, I watch Critical Role and do videos on Critical Role. They're pretty much third-party creators using the Dungeons and Dragons system. So the thing about them, though, is they have contracts with Wizards of the West Coast or Hasbro. So they can't really comment while they have these contracts in place. But the scuttlebutt is that they may maybe next year or whenever their contracts run out, move away from the D&D brand. Because even if the show doesn't fall under any sort of copyright issues, it's all fair use. They do have source books based on their campaign, so they're definitely affected. Boy, why does it look so patchy here? Maybe not. Maybe it's just the lighting. We're going to say it's the lighting. But I have noticed that Critical Role in the does purposely move away from some of the D&D copyrightable names, like their animated series. It's completely devoid of any mention of D&D, and some of the, like the main villain, it's called Vecna in Dungeons and Dragons, which is a well-established villain, but in the animated series, it's called something else. So they're definitely cognizant about copyright issues with Hasbro. Okay. I think that's where we're going to stop with the color. Then we'll cut the crease. Oops. We'll make a mess. I've been looking at videos of the 168 million settlement that Hertz had to play. They were renting cars and then accusing people of stealing them. What? I haven't even heard of that. Oh my God, that is wild. Ooh, Lori even folded them. Many more loads to go. I hate folding sheets. I am short. Oh, you short sheets. Just kidding. Okay. So Okay, so I have those new colors. I liked the silver last week, but I also have some pink. Maybe just as a contrast, I'll do sort of this orangey peach. Is that too much of a contrast? Or I could just do pink. No, I'm going to do this peach. Actually, this time I'm going to do my eyeliner first because I think that was a mistake last week. Yeah, I've always hated doing laundry. Not my favorite thing. Okay, I think we're going to go with that. Anyone else reading and enjoying the Murderbot books? I read the first one and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't kept up with it. You know, it does hit one of my little pet peeves of selling novellas at the same cost as novels. I think they should be cheaper, but I should just get over that. Lynette couldn't get into the Murderbot books. I read the first one and half of the second one. repetitive and predictable. Oh, wait a sec. They feel less satisfying as individual books. Interesting. So some of them are novellas and some of them aren't. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Peach looks a little pink. So doing a okay, this is going to be geez, my stomach is really growling. Okay, I'm going to try to blend this with more white, I guess. Okay, wish me luck. I don't know how this is going to work. Well, it's different. Okay, Moon is here. Yay! You haven't read any Murderbot books. There's a series by Martha Wells I really liked. It could be on one of these shelves. The Fall of GRWM. And I know it looks like a fantasy book, but it's actually science fiction, I believe. But I don't recall anyone. It's kind of maybe a blend of fantasy and science fiction, but my memory is it was actually science fiction, but it says magic in it. But no one ever talks about this one. Did start Durfee's book this week. After about 3 weeks of no reading. Well, glad to see you're back with it. Gagging for Lit is here. Thank you for joining us. Yay. Want to read more Shirley Jackson. I'm not a big reader. I think I've read The Haunting of Hill House, but that's the only thing I can think of. Oh, The Lottery. Is that what I'm thinking of? The Lottery with... Wasn't that a short story? Or am I thinking of something else? Gagging has adored We Have Always Lived in a Castle. I should read that one. Just The Lottery. Okay, so The Lottery is the short story. Definitely have read that. Oh, thank you, Lori. Okay, let me see what's going on with these eyes. I think... try to put this kimchi sparkly stuff in the inner corner. I don't know if that's doing anything. Could be removing the pigment. Okay, and it's not working. I think I'm just going to... try to blend this a little bit with... Oh, and of course, I am continuing to watch the new season of Drag Race, which I won't talk about it much unless Wilma is here. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, last night's wasn't that exciting of a show, but overall, I think it's a good season. Oh, yes. I need to go to the black. Your nose looks very Michael Jackson. Well, thank you, I guess. The lottery that you don't want to win, exactly. Read another Octavia Butler next month. Several of her books are on Scribd. Yeah, isn't that crazy? $1 billion lottery. I've always liked kimchi. I've always liked sort of pickles, and maybe because I grew up with that type of food, but that the sour pickle type flavor and kimchi with rice. Oh my gosh, I could just live off of that. You can always give it away. It's too much money for a single person. Yeah. I think most people would, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say, well, most people give a big portion of that to charity, but I think I would be inclined to, give yourself a little annuity that you could live without any worries for the rest of your life, and maybe your partner or whatever. I don't have kids, so I'm not looking to found a dynasty, but there's only so much money you could spend. I have not used any Kylie Jenner cosmetics. You know what? I have not heard of this sci-fi YA novel that Kendall and Kylie Jenner co-wrote. And I hope they have a ghostwriter also. They don't strike me as big into literature, so I hope they have a co-author if they're actually doing a novel. But I haven't heard about that. So maybe I'm just out of the loop, I guess. Would I read it? Maybe. Kind of like to hear the pitch. My guess is that it's apocalyptic, because a lot of these new writers are chasing trend writers, like sort of the Hunger Games-esque apocalyptic storylines. I would be very fascinated if it's because a lot of science fiction is a commentary on modern society. And if they do sort of a dystopian commentary on like the cosmetics industry or the beauty industry and plastic surgery, I think that would be, I doubt that's what it is, but if it is, I would be kind of impressed. but it would be something that they would have knowledge about, certainly. Okay, this brush is way too big. One thing about this kimchi glitter is some of them have really big chunks that just... Okay. Okay, I think these eyes are looking kind of interesting when all is said and done. Actually, okay. Sorry about that. Just, of course, getting lost in the makeup madness. Okay, I think I'm going to just... Yeah. I always have to screw things up at the last minute. Okay, I'm going to step away before before I regret it. And apply a little blush. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, I missed a lot of conversation. Okay, let's go through this quick. Sad that Elon Musk has lost. Sad. Yes, they had a ghostwriter. It was called Rebel, City of Indra, story of Lex and Livia, and it came out in 2014. Okay, I am totally out of the loop on this Kylie Jenner thing. Elon Musk is a horrible person. Ghostwritten by Maya Sloan. Don't know her. Wish I could find a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Not even a whole billion, just like a tenth of a billion. I think her make is probably too expensive for me. I don't know if I would throw Elon Musk with Alex Jones, but I've said it before. The funny thing about Elon Musk is he just seems like a real life science fiction villain. Schadenfreude. I love that word, Schadenfreude. When I saw his video saying he was too intelligent to read books. Kylie inspired. I don't know if I'm that talented, but maybe. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to try to jump to lips. As you know, it's my least favorite part of makeup. Of course, if I don't find my pencil sharpener, this could be, here it is. Am I the only one here that bought the Sanderson 4 for 40? Now, I don't consider myself a huge Brandon Sanderson fan, but I did buy his debut novel when it came out. So there's something about when you find someone with their debut novel, you think to yourself, oh, I discovered that writer, even though it's ridiculous. But I really enjoyed his Mistborn, the original Mistborn series or trilogy. But I wouldn't say I'm like a super fan. Okay. I know I used to have a brush just for lips, but I don't know where it went to. Oh. And I just like red lips. I don't like, let's not try to be too fancy. And oh, my hands are filthy. Is that too much? Too much highlight? I don't know. Okay, we're spending too much time, as usual, on lips. Oh, you've never read any Sanderson. Interesting. Only read Mistborn and The End of Wheel of Time. The End of Wheel of Time was not my favorite Sanderson book, but our books. Have not read any Sanderson. I don't plan on it. I might get interested sometime. I would say just stick with the Mistborn original trilogy. And if you want to get a feel for its writing, I don't think you need to go into the Stormlight archive, which is going to be this massive, tens of thousands of pages. Or I liked his debut, Elantris. But yeah, I would just say the original Mistborn trilogy. See how you like that. Well, there's a reason why people talk about his Mistborn trilogy. He's written Warbreaker, the Elantris debut. He's written some middle grade and young adult. Robin Hobb and Proust. What a combination. I've read 9 of her books so far. I love Robin Hobb. Okay. I would go the other direction because I'll start the Malazan series and it has beaten me down. I thought the first 3 books were brilliant, and then the books just started getting thicker and denser, and stories are more convoluted. I personally prefer, well, I wouldn't call it the Cosmere. Cosmere is just his way of linking a cosmology that links up all his books. It's not like you don't need to read all his books to get into the Cosmere. But I think it's probably, if I was going by the Malazan books versus the Stormlight archives, which I think are comparable series, I personally would pick the Stormlight books. But I know, so many books, just one lifetime. It's like a reflection exercise, a few pages in the morning. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good way to do it. Blame me. Okay, guys, now I need to start with some eyelashes, which hopefully will bring this look together. Okay, how does that look? Okay, I think we did something. I'm not sure what, but Proust, it's all Lori's fault. Oh, thank you, Lori. What am I filming? Thank you, Lynette. Well, I think I'm just going to do, I want to do a Critical Role video, of course, but I wanted to do one of those 10 reasons to read or not read the new Sanderson book, which is, by the way, called Tress of the Emerald Sea. And honestly, it's called a Cosmere book, but I've never really cared that much about the Cosmere, about how if you look really close and analyze every little thing about the books, you can find how they relate together. I've never really cared. Just give me a good story and I'm happy. But I know a lot of people are into the figuring the Cosmere out. Okay, so let me put on some earrings. These aren't that exciting. And maybe I'll film Shelve It or Shove It just to get it out of the way for next month. I would like to do 3 videos today. I've only prepared for 2, but Shelve It or Shove It, you don't really need to prepare for. And for wigs, I get this good old double stack. I'm petting it like it's a animal. Okay. My only double stack wig, but and let's throw in some. How did I get makeup on my elbow? Oh boy. Yeah, that's makeup, not blood. It's makeup. Anyway. And here we have it. Let me try to adjust this video. So you could, Jesus. Oh, I'm making a mess. So you can see the whole thing. Okay, so this is the final look. It is blue and purple with this peachy sort of cut crease and my double stack wig. Oh, you like the blending? Oh, thank you. I'm amazed that people look for every little connection. Yeah, the Stephen King books. There's a what's the series? There's a series on Hulu. I think it's called Castle Rock that that is like based on. It's not based on a story by Stephen King, but I don't know if he wrote the screenplay or outline. I don't know, but it plays on those connections. Okay, guys, I think this is it. I'm going to film 2 to 3 videos today using this look. So if you can remember this peachy cut crease, if you see one of my videos, you know when I created it. Okay, guys, I should be here next week. I may not. No, I'm probably not going to miss any week. I was going to say I may miss a week sometime this month because a friend of mine is actually staying in Vegas. I want to hang out with him for a week, but I don't think that overlaps with Saturday, but I'll definitely let you know if that happens. Anyway, so thank you for joining me. And as usual, may all the books you read be blessed.